If I say this right now and you go, what? If I say you can charge $5,000 for your course, you can charge $5,000 to teach what you know, and that's like a jump scare for you, there's an identity shift that has to happen. So you can't charge premium from your current identity. You have to shift into the version of yourself who can, who feels like that's normal, who feels like it's worth more. Hey guys, it's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First. I've helped hundreds of creative entrepreneurs and business owners to take back their free time, generate additional revenue, and celebrate while living that work from anywhere lifestyle through creating online courses and digital education. So I'm super excited that you are here. Say it with me. Done is better than perfect. Master one thing at a time. Practice makes better. And this has to work. Right? Let's get it. Awesome, beautiful, gorgeous, okay, party peeps and awesome course architects. It's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First, and welcome back, okay, to Live in the Arena with Dr. Sonia. I'm so excited that you are here. Tonight we are talking about this blueprint to six figures, how I did it in 90 days, and I want to show you exactly what that looks like. I posted a short earlier today. I also posted across platforms, so you can catch it on IG or Facebook or wherever you're most active, but you can catch it here on this channel, all right, after this live. But I posted, I'm really like leery about posting screenshots sometimes, right? Because people say weird things and do weird things and think weird things. But depending on how, and this is kind of what tonight's topic is about, depending on how you package things and how you present things, right? It really matters to how it comes across and who you're attracting into your world. And so I want to give you not just the strategy, but also like the other things that I did to start generating that six figures every 3 months. Okay. So it was like, this was in 2020 that I started doing that. And so 2018 is when I started the business. In case you are new here, welcome in. Okay. Welcome to Jump First Academy. And if you are returning, welcome back. All right. You know, it's all love. This is all about positivity. Thank you, Kat, for moderating the chat. All right. Mic drop. I appreciate you being here on tonight. All right. So let's get into this. Tonight was supposed to be, and I'll preface this and be very transparent. Tonight was supposed to be speed dating for entrepreneurs. So we have a business speed dating panel, and we also have a romantic speed dating panel. I say romantic, or speed dating panel. Now, here's the thing about that. It is picking up traction. Okay. Now, remember, in the arena, like, this is where we get visible. This is where we are building in public. This is where it is what it is. I am here doing it with you. Okay. And so, very transparently speaking, we're still looking for panelists, all right, to come on to in the arena and do the speed dating episodes, okay? So there's, again, if you're a business person, you own a business, you're an entrepreneur, and you are looking for more clients, more mentees, more people to come into your world on the business front, then there's an awesome opportunity for you to get more visible, but also like practice those public speaking skills as well, get on a platform and a stage to start talking more about your business. And it's fun, interactive, and engaging. And we start bringing people from the audience up so you guys can speed date on the spot. And this has happened in real life. Okay. So I'm excited that it's going to be here virtually as well. So if that's something that interests you, you can email hello@jumpfirst.org in order to become a panelist for the speed dating round next month. Now, there's also a romantic piece to the speed dating as well. So if you're an entrepreneur and you are looking for love, okay, you can be a man or a woman, all right? But if you're an entrepreneur is one of the requirements and you are looking for love, you can come find that in the arena as well. And so we have the business speed dating as well as the romantic side. You can send an email to hello@jumpfirst.org. Just put speed dating inside of the subject line, and Kat will make sure that she sends you the link so that you can become a panelist. So that's that. Okay. So speed dating next month. It'll resume next month in July. This week is really about me teaching some of these concepts about premium pricing, about how you can start to scale your business, your side hustle. If you're new here, then maybe you don't know, but if you're returning, you know how I feel about a side hustle. It's really about going all in, okay? And that's one of the things, one of the keys that helped me start to make six figures every 3 months, all right? And again, you can go check out, there's a short posted with a screenshot that'll show you exactly where I did it, okay? So that is the piece, okay, that I want you to go check out after you watch tonight. So with that being said, let's jump right into it, okay? Again, welcome to In the Arena. This is where we get visible. There are opportunities for you to come up if you'd like to join me on tonight and get some quick hot seat coaching. All right, typically we reserve our second week of the month for that, but you are more than welcome to come up on tonight. All right, so let's get into it. This came up for me. I want to talk about premium pricing, premium positioning. This came up for me the other day. All right, I actually posted a post. It was about premium pricing, and inside of this post I said, people ask me, which I get a lot of questions about, am I going to be as polished as you are when I go talk about and present my ideas and talk about my courses? And are people actually going to pay me the amount of money that you say is possible? And how are you getting people to pay 10, 15, 20, 30 grand, 50 grand on up for your premium courses, right? And so I posted about that, and I started talking about how I did it. And I want to share some of that today. Again, I'm going to share with you three things. One, the identity shift factor. Number two, the overcoming of the fear or imposter syndrome in order to get there. And then number three, I'll give you the actual strategy behind scaling that quickly to six figures using what you know, right? Teaching what you know, premium courses. Okay. So when I posted about the question that I get frequently about how are people paying you that amount, okay, to come into your programs, there were some people, again, people hate. I'm just put this here. For anyone who ever wants to put their story out there, whoever wants to talk about things that they have accomplished, you know, as a high performer, you know, as a high achiever, that people hate, okay? And it is what it is. So I posted this post yesterday or the other day, and I posted a post about a question I get frequently. How do you get people to pay you 5, 10, 15, 20K, 30K, 50K on up for your programs? And am I going to be able to do that too? When I posted this post, giving what I'm about to break down tonight and saying like, this is exactly how I did it, some people left, okay? There were about 4 or 5 people immediately exited stage, left. I mean, like they unsubscribed, unfollowed, right? I even got some nasty comments. Like, so I want you to be mindful. Pro tip, anytime you are talking about your accomplishments and you know this as a high performer already, you know this as a high achiever already, there are going to be people who hate, right? This used to bug me so bad, especially in corporate. It would be people I worked with, people who were on the same team as me. Okay, we're doing the same thing. We're moving in the same direction, and people hate. Okay, what's going on, Maribel? I'm glad that this is resonating. People just hate for no reason, and it's especially true and more, I would say, exacerbated is more online because there are people all over the place, and there are people who are upset that they aren't doing what you're doing, but they won't even try. Okay, so you got to ignore, not even give a second thought to the people who want to hate on you, who want to talk about what it is that you are doing or not doing or what you achieved, all of those things. Okay, so just forget about those people and continue moving forward. So what ended up happening, I want you to know that like back in, I would say 2018, 2019, like as I was ramping up, I would feel so hurt about every unsubscribe. I would feel so hurt about everybody who left. I would feel so hurt about people who decided to unfollow, or people who sent me a nasty email or left a nasty comment about how terrible I was and I must be doing, something crazy in order to do this, or I lacked education, right? All of these things, like you should go do something different. I would hear all these things and I would get down about it, and I would be like, you know what? But I would keep pressing through. It never stopped me. It never ever stopped me, never deterred me from what it is that I wanted. And so you can feel the feelings, that's a part of this, but also you got to keep pressing through, okay? Like get to the other side. So I ended up, after I posted about this and people started leaving the other day. Now I had to grow to this point, all right, but I want to put this here as inspiration in case you are someone who has been posting, who's putting your best stuff out there, but you're feeling like either it's not being seen, not being heard, or people are upset about what it is that you've been able to accomplish and achieve. All right. And so the other day when I posted this and those people unsubscribed, those people left, I celebrated, because here's what's true about your premium courses and programs. As people are attracted to your message, there will also be people who you repel with your message. And this is when you know, pro tip, that you have a message that is dialed in, okay? You are constantly fine tuning the message. When you see people who are coming in, but you also see people who are leaving. When your message is fine tuned, when you are niche down your messaging, all right, who it is, your audience, who it is that you're speaking to, some people will not like what it is that you have to say, or they may not be in a space where they're ready for what it is that you have to say. And I want you to know that means you're on the right track. Okay, you're on the right track, because just as many people are saying no, there's always going to be somebody to say yes. Okay, this is for me, this is for right now. And so I celebrated the other day. I was like, that's cool, right? Now, sometimes those people come back. You never know what somebody is going through. And I want to put this here too as encouragement. You never know, like somebody just might be having a bad day. You may have hit a nerve, right? With something that you said. Like somebody knows like they're kind of battling or struggling with something. And then you say something and they see it and it hits a nerve, okay? And it hurts for a second. That doesn't mean that they aren't going to eventually receive the thing that you said, okay? Or that they can't benefit from what it is that you offer. It just may be improper timing. So I talk about this in another episode, and I'm going to save it for another episode, but you can check out the other videos on the Jump First Academy YouTube channel. There are a lot of videos here, okay? Lots of gems that are going to help you through. And I talk about why you need to have a niche message, why you need to have a niche audience, okay? And why your timing is important as well for when you deliver the message to the audience you want to reach. All right. But today we're going to talk about in 90 days how I made this six figures. So let's jump into it. Let's jump into part one. Part one is the identity shift. Okay. So here's what I want you to know. If you haven't done the internal work to level up yourself in order to elevate yourself, then it's going to be very hard for you to start charging premium prices. Okay. A lot of people online right now, and I posted about this the other day as well. A lot of people online right now are just coming out the gate saying, I want to charge 5K. I want to charge 10K. A part of the JFA CPA program, which is the Jump First Academy Certified Premium Course Architect program that I run with my premium level clients and students, right? It's one of my higher level programs. Inside of that program is not just about the strategy or how to. There is an identity shift that happens within the first few weeks that we are working together. So that first 1, 2, and 3 weeks that we're working together, an identity shift is happening. And it continues to happen. It's threaded throughout the entire program because it's necessary in order for you to get to the point where you can introduce a program or course at a premium price point. Okay. So from where you are currently, if I say this right now and you go, what? If I say you can charge $5,000 for your course, you can charge $5,000 to teach what you know, and that's like a jump scare for you, there's an identity shift that has to happen. So you can't charge premium from your current identity. You have to shift into the version of yourself who feels like that's normal, who feels like it's worth more. Okay. That's the piece. It took me a while to shift. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. But I did. I was undercharging for what it is that I was offering. The value was there. My people were getting results, okay, every single day in my program. But for some reason, my identity operating at that level would not let me shift into true premium pricing. Now, at the time in 2018, premium pricing was a little different, maybe very different than what it is today in 2026. Okay. So I was still charging for my work, but I wasn't charging the worth of what it was that I was offering. Does that make sense? Okay. So premium pricing requires shifting how you show up. It requires you to step into who you are confidently. It requires you to take hold of the transformation that you offer and not price based on time alone. Yes, your time is expensive. Yes, your time is invaluable, I would say. Okay. But we are not pricing on time alone. We're pricing on the transformation that we're able to bring to our customers, our audience, our clients, and students. All right. Our mentees. And when I say transformation, I want you to think of it this way. What is the thing that you are helping somebody to achieve that may change the trajectory of their lives or the people whose lives they touch? Okay. So I like to think of it as when I teach my clients and students how to create premium level programs and courses, how to affect transformation for their clients, their mentees, their students, right? It's like a ripple effect. So I teach them and then they go out and use their gift, whatever it is that they are teaching a course about, to impact other people's lives. And because those other people's lives are impacted, right? So are the family members of those people, maybe the kids, the spouses, the grandparents, okay, and future generations. Like you have no idea. You can only surmise or imagine like what the impact of your decisions today will be on the future. Like we don't know. I talk about this so often. And it's like this is one of the reasons I refuse to sit on my gifts, my talents, my ideas. Because you don't know like what one thing changes the trajectory of not just your life, but the lives that come after you, right? Like there's like maybe somebody who hasn't even been born yet, or even as like my aunties and my parents say, aren't even thought about yet, right? About being born yet. You never know what it is that you're doing today that is setting them up for their future success, their ideas. Okay. Somebody else's ideas are hinging on you taking action today, are hinging on your ideas, on your purpose, on your talents, on your gifts. And yeah, that might sound like a lot of pressure, but I feel like when you're operating in your purpose, gifts, and talents, it's so easy. Like it feels natural. And so instead of pushing so hard, which I did for years in corporate, I was using my gifts, I was using my talents, but not to the max. I didn't get the opportunity to expand and operate in my creativity the way that I needed to and wanted to. Once you hit that level, like where, and I get this all the time, like sometimes from family members and friends, oh, you're working today? You working again? Are you still working? And it's like, once you hit a certain level of success, but also you hit this level of understanding your purpose, your talents, your gifts, it no longer feels like work. You're in a constant state of inspiration. You're in a constant state of creativity. And honestly, I can only talk for me or speak for me at this point. It's like, it's too much to keep inside. Like you have to get it out, right? Like, so when you hit that level, it's fun. It's fun. Yes, I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, it's work sometimes. Yes, it does feel like work sometimes, but most of the time it's enjoyable. It's fun. It's exciting to see ideas that you have here start to come to life out there. Okay, that's fun. So when you level up internally, like when you actually elevate yourself, okay, to the next level, people are magnetically drawn to you. This is why I so always talk about not chasing customers around the internet. You do not need to do that. You can attract the right people to you. People who need your service, who want your service, who appreciate your impact, and they are willing to exchange their dollars for the value you bring. Because money is just energy. It's just an exchange of value. It means that somebody who's willing to pay you $5,000, $10,000 sees the thing that you're offering as worth more than the paper, okay, that they're exchanging it for. Does that make sense? So it's like, oh, okay, that's $5,000. Cool. But I understand the impact that this has on my life, or I understand the impact that it has on my family's life or my future generations. I understand that I need to do this now so that I can set myself up for later. So when you elevate, you start to attract people like that to you, because energy does not lie. It's a real thing. Like even through a screen, somebody can feel, okay, like, is this person genuine, not genuine, authentic, not like, you get what I'm saying, especially at a premium level. I'm just saying. So if you want to start to elevate, or you want to start to charge premium prices, that's the first thing you got to do is change and shift identity. And I know that we hear a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of gurus right now talking about, oh, step into the next level you. But there's a process to it, right? Like there's a system to it. Like it's not just about, okay, I'm just going to be this person right now. That's half of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's half of it. But it's so easy when you do that to slip back into like a different space, right? Or into your current state. So instead of going, I'm gonna be this person right now, you start to think about, okay, how do they act? Where do they go? What do they say? How do they talk? What do they smell like? What kind of scents are they wearing? Okay. Like, who is this version of me? But it's not just the outside external. It's also when you think about your pro tip, when you think about who you're marketing to, right? Your audience, the people that you want to come into your courses, you're not just worried about demographics. You're not just worried about what they look like on the outside, what kind of career they have, what kind of salary they have. You notice I can't even like, it sounds boring, right? It's necessary. The demographics are necessary, don't get me wrong. But more importantly are the psychographics. How do they think? Like, where are they going? Where are they frequenting? Where are they hanging out? There are certain places and spaces that premium level clients hang out, and places and spaces they do not. And that's just the fact. Okay. So when you start to look at it that way, you then apply, it's a mirror effect. So you apply that same psychology to you. Where if you're not hanging in the places and spaces that premium level buyers are hanging in, you need to get there. And you need to embody, what are they wearing? How are they showing up? What are they looking like? How are they thinking? Because their thinking is on a different level, right? It's on a different frequency, I should say, or they embody a different energy. It just automatically puts you in spaces, okay? When you start to elevate, it puts you in the spaces where your premium people and buyers are, not just like physically, but how they're thinking. Then you start speaking the language. That's the important piece as well. When you start putting yourself in that frame of mind or in those spaces, things start to come naturally. Let me give you an example. Think about the first time you ever had anything, right? Like, so if you think about, you thought something was the best thing since sliced bread, and then you had something else that was better. And you were like, well, wait a minute, why was I stuck over here on this thing? Because this thing over here is better. Like, somebody put you on to something that was like, oh, oh, there's better than this. It's kind of like that. Like, you think that it's the best, right? Until you get better. I was like that in corporate. I thought like my 6-figure job, it was the best. It was the best job I ever had. And I'm like, yes. And then I became an entrepreneur and I was like, oh, to the point of the title of this episode, I don't have to make 6 figures a year. I don't have to get paid, 12 times a year or even 24 times a year. I can make 6 figures every 3 months, every 90 days. I can make 6 figures every month. I get to determine what's best for me. And there are people, and again, this is the next step. Okay, this is the next level. You start multiplying things. So it's not like, okay, let me just get to, let's say, for example, you want to charge $10,000 for your course. Boom, I'm charging $10,000 for my course. Well, we multiply now, right? Like, how do we now get to 20 and then 50 and then 100? Like, it's not about how do we build out a program, and it's not about these one-off courses, right? $297 courses, the $397 courses. Selling a $7, I'm gonna put this here again, pro tip. Okay, I say it all the time. Selling a $7 thing, a $27 thing, you don't have the full story. When people go, oh my God, I became a millionaire off this $7 thing, it's not the full story. They're never telling you the full story. If you really want to know the full story, pay for the thing and then pay for the coaching that they sell on the back end as well. Okay. And then they'll give you the full story. So that's the thing, right? Like, there's always some other offer happening, or there's an affiliate situation happening. It's not really their platform. Like, and it's no shade. People get it how you live. Okay. But there's always something on the back end, even if it's an affiliate system or thing or strategy that they have, they'll sell the thing for $7. And then, no, maybe they're not the ones to sell the upgrade, okay, into the full-blown program, but somebody else is. And guess what? They make commission off of that too. So there are people who are misconstruing the truth, all right, or misrepresenting what's actually happening. And so I need so many more people to be aware of that. And there's nothing wrong with the strategy. What I have a problem with is that people aren't being truthful about how it's happening. Okay, so I'm the first one to tell you that I have a program called 9 to Thrive, which is super exciting. We're coming back next month. And so if you missed it, I'm sorry that you missed it, but make sure that you stay tuned for the updated dates. All right, it's going to be jumpfirstacademy.org/9 to Thrive. There's a general admission, and I'm telling you the pricing on this so I can give you the example. General admission is $97. And then VIP is $297. You should also go register if you've ever been thinking about creating a course and you need a place to start. Okay. So I'm just giving you that. So we'll have updated dates for next week. Kat also dropped the link inside of the description. You will see the updated dates shortly. But as we round out this week of 9 to Thrive, or this month of 9 to Thrive, but my point is, I'm never shady about it. If you go to that page, even, you'll see on there that I specifically say, if there's a Q&A thing, right? And I wrote this whole page myself because it was very important to me to be transparent, to be authentic as possible. There's a letter from me on there, and it specifically says, you may be asking, why am I doing this? Because the people, if you've been in my community for quite some time, you know I'm premium, right? I charge premium. I also am sending an announcement out later tonight to my email list, so make sure you are on the list, all right, so that you are in the loop. hello@jumpfirst.org is where you can go to get on the email list. In the subject line, just put email list, all right? Or you can grab any of the resources at jumpfirstacademy.org or the 9 to Thrive movement, okay? And Kat is dropping all those links inside of the chat. They're also in the description. I'm telling you this, the $97 for gen admission and the $297 for VIP, because on that page, I literally say, you may be wondering why I'm doing this. Why am I charging so little, right, for this particular session? Actually, usually not even breaking even, okay, on the registration for that, like literally sometimes losing money. And so why am I doing this? And in the letter from me, it says, because it is my hope that you see what is possible and you continue your mentorship after this. So there's a transparency there, right? This is what separates regular courses, okay, a $297 course, from a premium level offer. Is that making sense? It is the positioning. It is the messaging. This is the kind of thing, these are the kind of things premium level buyers are interested in. Like, don't play with me, right? As a premium level buyer, don't tell me I'm going to get everything, okay, for $7. We know that's not the case. On a premium level, though, like, what I am interested in is, okay, this is where I start. That's cool. I'll start here. And then I want to level up. But then there are premium buyers who go, let me level up first, which is why, pro tip, start with your premium level courses. And you don't need a freebie. You don't need an entry level. Like, you don't need that at first, especially if it's your first course. Just start premium. Just give people everything that they need in order to get this done, and only what they need. Pro tip. Everything they need and only what they need, okay? Do not confuse your premium buyers. They don't want to be confused. They need a straight line. That's why they want to pay premium. All right, pro tip. All right, so the second piece of this is going to be this courage piece, right? That is necessary. So you shift identity. It doesn't mean that the fear goes away. So now we have to address the imposter syndrome. We have to address the fear, right? So we shifted identity. Now the imposter syndrome, there's a lot of gurus who say, oh, it's a made up thing, right? And I'm like, it's not really. Like, maybe there's another term for it or word for it, but we know it as imposter syndrome. When you feel like you are not the person who can have or achieve or be these things, no matter how much you've achieved thus far. Okay, there's this imposter syndrome, like, who am I? That people are going to think, who does she think she is? Or who does he think he is? Are they even qualified? Right? All of these things. And you start going, am I even qualified? Can I charge 5K? Can I charge 10K? Right? So we shift identity to deal with that. But then the fear thing is still there. Like, it doesn't really go away, no matter what level you reach or achieve, right? There's a fear, a nervousness. It happens. It is what it is. So then there's the courage, though. And this is how I overcome like this comfortable space when people get complacent. I was talking to a friend the other day, an associate I should say, the other day, and he was talking about how he's like, some people get lazy. They're lazy. And I was like, I don't think lazy is the right word. I think it's complacent. He's like, yeah, it's that. Complacency happens when we get comfortable. It's like we see the goal and it's right there. We're this close to it, but for some reason, we start slacking a little bit, right? You ever notice this pattern with you? It happens a lot with ambitious, high performers, high achievers. It happens a lot with ambitious people overall, right? You see the goal is right there and you start slacking a little bit. Your momentum starts to slow a little bit, okay? And I feel like for me, in my experience, this is a natural thing that happens, especially with your ego trying to protect your current identity. So as you are leveling up, as you are pushing through, kind of like a seed that's sprouting, right? It has to push through the dirt, right? We're burying it under dirt and it has to push through. Like that's a lot of energy. All right. Like that's a lot to exert. So as you're pushing through to your next level, right? You're getting to the next level. There's a tendency to kind of draw back a little bit into safety, complacency, comfort. And here's how I overcome that. I will not be complacent waiting for my destiny to catch me. I will not be complacent waiting for my destiny to catch me. I will stop playing small. I'm going to go catch my destiny. Okay. And so I got to catch up to the version of me who these things are happening for, who is confident charging 10, 20K, 50K for her programs. I got to catch that. The more you start doing things, the more you start experiencing things, kind of like back to that sliced bread, best thing since sliced bread example, right? The more you start doing something, the more comfortable you will come in that space. But then it is your job to make yourself uncomfortable again if you want to get to the next level. Okay. If you're cool where you're at, this is probably not for you. This message is not for you. But I have to believe that the people this message is for is reaching. Okay. And you are somebody, if you're watching this, who doesn't want to stay comfortable. You want to move out of your comfort zone. And sometimes I say, unfortunately, I've been doing a better job of catching myself in those places, right? As I continue to grow and elevate and level up. It's scary. It is a scary thing, which is one of the reasons I named my business Jump First, because you have to jump. You're not going to have it all figured out. You're not going to know, right? All the things that are going to happen after you take the jump, after you make the decision. But in order to elevate, in order to get uncomfortable, we can't always wait until we're uncomfortable to take the action. Right? Unfortunately, as humans, that's kind of what we do. We wait until our back is against the wall. We wait until something is going terribly wrong. We wait until we have no other options before we decide, okay, I'm gonna do this thing now. I'm gonna move forward now. I don't have a choice. I have to do it. Right? And it's like, no, I've been catching myself earlier and sooner and course correcting. Going, nope, we're not gonna wait until this is too late, right? Essentially. And I can't say it's too late because I don't ever feel like your destiny is not yours, right? I don't feel like that can happen. Like I feel like you don't lose destiny, but you can sit on your gifts and talents all the way through the end. All right. And when I say the end, I mean until this life is over, and we have no idea when that's going to be. That's another thing that keeps me going every day. I'm like, if I'm not here tomorrow, I want to make sure I did everything I needed to do today. Okay. Not to be morbid, but it's a reality. We just don't know. And so it's like, I don't want to wait until I get to this point where I believe that people can sit on their gifts or talents until the end. And that's why so many people we hear are regretting on their deathbed. They're regretting things that they didn't do or say, all those things. So I don't believe your destiny ever leaves you. I think your destiny is yours. Okay. But you got to catch it. You got to stop waiting for it to come to you. You got to just get it. It is already yours. You step into it. You claim it. You don't have to wait for it. Okay. Nobody is going to be like, here, I can do that for you. Nobody else can do it for you. Everybody has their own thing to do. I truly believe that. So you got to catch your destiny. All right. So that's that's the second thing that I did. So first, shifting identity. Who do I need to be in order to do that? In order to feel confident enough to at least take the first step. Because again, once you're in it, you're in it. It's so much easier. The first step is the hardest. It's so much easier to take the second and third and fourth, and it gets easier and easier and easier. It becomes like second nature. So making myself uncomfortable these days has become second nature. It's like I've been doing things that I had no idea I could do, but I did them. Right? I stepped out on faith. I jumped first. I did them. And sometimes I did them not knowing what I was doing. I was like, okay, God. Right? In the arena is built on that as well. This is the max visibility. This is where, hey, Adeline, it's good to see you on. I appreciate the positivity in the chat. Sending you much love. This is where you get visible. This is where you build, right? Like this is where, in order to build to the next level, in order to elevate to the next level, you're going to have to build in public. You're going to have to do some things in public. And for a lot of high performers, a lot of high achievers, one of our major things is not fear of failure all the time, right? It's not fear of success all the time. Although these things can be true, the number one thing that stops a lot of high performers and ambitious individuals from achieving their next levels, fear of judgment. Fear of what are people going to think? What are people going to say? How are people going to react to this thing I'm about to do because it's new for me? So I don't know how it's going to turn out, right? We talk ourselves in circles. And the reality of it is, again, it's yours. Your destiny is yours. People have their own stuff going on. I say this all the time to my clients. I'm like, post the content. Just post the content. Hit post. Hit publish. I promise you, it's not going to be as bad as you think. We make all of these things up in our minds, right? That, oh my gosh, if I post this content or I put this content out there, what are people going to think about it? Everybody else is living their life. Okay. If I tell people about my business one more time, they're going to be like, she's advertising too much. She's marketing her business too much. No, they're not. They're probably going to forget that you posted that. They're going to forget about you, your post, all of that within the next 15 to 20 minutes. Like, it's the truth, which is why it's so important for you to be consistent. When your premium buyers are looking for solutions, your premium buyers are ready to buy the solution. Okay. They're not, they may do some research. They may shop around a little bit, but it's not in the sense of like not knowing what they want. They know exactly what they want. All right. And they know the solution that they need. And if you're able to articulate that in a way that maybe they haven't been able to, not necessarily the solution, but the challenge, pro tip, if you're able to articulate the challenge, okay, and position yourself as the authority, you become the solution. And you're available, you are there when they are ready to purchase. And it doesn't take them a long time. Premium buyers make decisions quickly, all right? And they change their minds slowly, if ever. Like, those are the most successful people. I'm not just saying premium buyers are the most successful people, but what I'm saying is people with that mindset, right? That, hey, I'm going to make this decision. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to do this thing, and I'm not backing out. I'm going to keep going forward. Whatever happens, happens. I'll course correct and tweak as I go. But this is what I'm doing. Okay. And that's just it. All right. Pro tip. All right. Now, the last thing is the strategy. I want to give you the strategy. So there are 3 things that I really did as far as the strategy when I focused and really nailed down. So we have, again, number 1, the identity shift. Number 2, like, let's get over the fear and just jump and do it anyway. Okay. We make decisions quickly, change our minds slowly. And it's not about being reckless. I just got to put that there. It's not about being reckless. Yes, we are intentional with how we make decisions, but we go all in. We don't just keep putting it off and putting it off. Okay. So the last part of this is a strategy, how I did 6 figures in 90 days. Okay. And continue to grow from there. So first things, I focused on one thing. Again, I eliminated a lot of the distractions that I had. And I'm not just talking about like people and places, right? And things. I'm talking about, I was building out so many things for my business. It was just unnecessary. I had ebooks. I had like maybe 2 or 3 ebooks at the time. I had a couple of mini courses, right? Like 3-day courses, 2-day courses, like 4-day courses. And then I also had my flagship program. And then I had something else. I had like a one-on-one option. Like, I had a lot of stuff going on, and I was trying to sell everything at one time. No, I had to eliminate the distractions and I had to go all in. Exactly what I just said, the premium buyers mindset, let me go all in. Okay? Let me focus, all right, and be all in. And sometimes it's going to take you, for me, it was to focus on that one thing for a couple of years before I came back to, okay, now I can add my ebooks, which are already created, right? Which was awesome. I mean, for me, but I'm encouraging you not to do it that way. Okay, you start with your premium offer. Now, here's why it's going to be better for you. It was great for me because I was like, oh, these are already done. Good, I can just like start pushing them. Now, of course, I tweak them, review them, revise them, those sorts of things. Pro tip for your courses, like you need to check and make sure your information and your application are still relevant every 6 months at a minimum. And at this rate, with AI and everything that is happening, hopefully you're not using AI to create all your content for your courses. There's another video about that somewhere on this channel. Go check it out. All right, after tonight. But every 6 months, maybe every 4 months or so, right? 3 to 4 months. But I had already had those things done. The best part about you not doing that first is when you go premium first and you focus all in on premium, you create the resources, time, money, and energy that you need then to create the additional components that you may want to start to scale. So then you can create ebooks, right? You can create mini courses, you can create, and all of these things are not separate. They're also to serve the audience that you want to serve, but they're different entry points in different levels depending on, where your audience member is. So they're not different audiences. That is contrary to what a lot of people teach. Okay. So a lot of things that you would learn inside Jump First Academy are counterintuitive to what's currently out there. All right. So I encourage you to just take a look at some of the other videos and gems that you'll find on this channel, and also jump into some of the resources. I always say paid helps you go faster, but it's totally up to you. Jumpfirstacademy.org is where you can find free resources. If you want to jump into 9 to Thrive, again, be on the lookout for those updated dates that are coming for next month. Okay, that's a paid opportunity. So that's the first thing. Focus on one thing. Make it your premium offer first. And then I focused on my premium offer for like 2.5 years, maybe even 3, before I added anything back. All right. So that was important. So pro tip, that's the first piece of the strategy. Second piece of the strategy, I invested in mentorship. I invested in coaching. Lots of people don't want to hear it because they're like, I can figure it out on my own. But your premium buyers are investing in coaching and mentorship. And I need you, and I say this all the time, if you want people to invest in your coaching and mentorship programs, I would hope that you have invested in coaching or mentorship yourself. You can never ask people to do something that you have not done. If you don't have a mentor or you don't have a coach, that's a problem. Okay? That's a problem. And I just got to say it plainly like that. I'm going to say it with love and in love. You need a coach or mentor. Like, it doesn't make sense. Remember, we talked about earlier on in this episode, and if you're just joining, go back and watch from the beginning. Identity shift. Okay. If you want to be attracting, if you want to be attracting, we're just going to go with it. If you want to attract premium level buyers and clients, you got to hang around, be around, think like, act like a premium level buyer and client. What are they doing? You want them to invest in your program. They're investing in mentorship, coaching. You need to be investing in mentorship and coaching. It is what's going to elevate you so fast. It is literally how I started doing multiple 6 figures in 90 days. Okay. 90 days. Like, this is how. Okay. You need a mentor. You need a coach. You need somebody who's already done what it is that you want to do, who can go, hey, here's a blueprint. That's what you want to do for your premium buyers. Hey, here's a blueprint. Don't even worry about it. Got it. I got you. Right? That's it. So that's number 2. Number 3, help your students get results quickly. That's something I did. So without results, it's going to be very hard to continue to sell your program. If your clients and students are coming into a program, you're selling them into a premium program, you may be doing great at first. Like, maybe you got 4 clients enrolled this month, right? So you're charging $5K, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, $20K month. That's cool. But the reason that a lot of people have these yo-yo income and revenue situations happening is because where are the results from month 1, right? Where are the results from month 1? Your best piece, pro tip, your best piece of marketing materials, marketing, anything is going to be the results. It's going to be other people, your testimonials, other people talking about you, their experience in your programs, your offers, the things that they purchased from you. That's your best piece of marketing material. So you got to start making sure, you got to make sure before people enroll that they're going to get the outcomes that you have designed for your program. That's it. That's literally it. Now, I will caveat this by saying I never offer a guarantee. And the reason I don't offer a guarantee, now let me take that back. I offer a guarantee, but not in the same way that most people offer guarantees. My guarantee is if you go through all the program, if you go through the material and you do every single step, okay, according to the way it is laid out, all right, and you do not see results, I will coach you through to the result until you do. Okay. I cannot guarantee results because I do not know everyone's work ethic. And this is going to be the same for you in your programs and courses. You can look for a specific type of buyer, client, and student. Okay. You can market specifically to who you want to work with, but that does not guarantee the work ethic of each individual who will come into your program. So because of that, I don't offer a guarantee, okay, per se. However, the results are there. If you follow, I've had everyone who has followed the program step by step, all right, and done everything in that program step by step has seen results. 100% student success rate. That's it. The people who come into the program, it is what it is, right? We know. We know. I've gone into some programs and not done what I was supposed to do. And I go, okay, you know what? You're right. Didn't do that part. And I have some students, Diana is one of them. Diana was one of my first students, and she actually says it in her case study and testimonial. She says it every time we talk. She's like, listen, I remember I tried to go through your program and I skipped the step. I skipped 2 steps. I thought I knew my audience, so I skipped that part on how knowing your audience, understanding your audience. And I did not get the result at first. When I went back through, I made sure I did every single step and I got the result, full class. And Diana is booming right now. And she says she still reviews some of the course materials from when we work together. So her online classes are booming, her face-to-face classes, her in-person classes, okay, studio, all of that. Like she is employing people. And I respect that so much. Let me say this. You can be a solopreneur. You can run just you. Okay, and do that. I love to see impactful people who have values, goals, morals, okay, to help somebody else and their family. So not just my students and clients aren't just taking what they learn from Jump First, right, and applying it to their programs and courses, but then they are impacting their students and clients, but then they're also impacting the livelihoods and family members of the people they employ. Like that's another level of impact. And not a lot of people, I feel like, I can't say not a lot of people, but I feel like there are some people who are right now, a lot of gurus online are preaching against it and just going, you could just employ AI. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, but like, are your values, like, what are your values, right? And so that's one of my values. Like, I value that. That's another level of impact that is important to me, okay? And the impact that I want to make in this world. And so those are things to consider. And so that's why I say, pro tip, start with premium. Okay. Starting with premium gives you the resources to be able to do that very early on instead of you starting with a $7 thing and scaling like slowly. Okay. We don't have to do that. You can just scale fast and scale right away. So here's the strategy again. 1, focus on one thing, make it premium. 2, invest in mentorship and coaching. Stop waiting. Okay. If you want to go fast, just invest in the mentorship and coaching. It pays itself back. And then a lot of programs like courses, coaching programs, mentorship programs, like you can write it off. All right. If you have a business, like just write it off. Just write it off. That's it. Okay. So just invest up front because the investment up front is nothing compared to the return that you get on the back end ever. Like it never is. It's like that back end return. Everything. That's how I went fast. And then number 3, help people get results. Help people get results. You are never responsible. Again, you can't guarantee the results that anybody is going to get because you can't guarantee individual work ethic, but you are responsible for the outcomes of your course. When you design your program, your offer, your course, it needs to align with a specific outcome, one outcome per course per pro tip. Okay, one outcome per course. So it needs to align with a specific outcome. That is your responsibility to make sure that the alignment is there. Are the things inside of your, what I mean by that, things inside of your course, do they lead to this specific result or outcome? I can't guarantee, okay, that somebody's going to come in and do this thing the way I say that they should do it. But I can guarantee that if you do, okay, the outcome that you're going to receive is this. That's what you're responsible for. And then help people get results. So you need to, and the way that you do that, one of the ways, my favorite ways to do that, include the mentorship in your course, in your program. This is why it is premium in the first place. It's not just selling your time, okay? It's your expertise, it's the transformation that you offer. It's because you are actually mentoring people through the process. That part is so important. All right. So I wanted to put this here, okay? Again, speed dating is still open. So we're looking for panelists. We're looking for business mentors, business coaches. If you're looking for mentees and you're looking for more clients, come be a panelist on In the Arena. Just send an email to hello@jumpfirst.org. You don't even have to put anything in the body of the email. In the subject line, just put speed dating. All right. And we'll make sure we get that link over to you so that you can become a panelist. If you're looking for romance, okay, in the arena, you could do that too. We're looking for entrepreneurs who are looking for to date. Okay. We're looking for a romantic connection in the arena. Just again, send an email to hello@jumpfirst.org. And in the subject line, just put speed dating, and Kat will make sure that you get the appropriate link so that you can join us on our speed dating segments. Other than that, free resources to help you move forward and get started. Go back and watch this from the beginning. Then I want you to go over to jumpfirstacademy.org. There is a free training there. There are opportunities for you to go ahead and make an investment, okay, in additional resources if you would like to. If not, watch the free training. It's a win-win. Also, 9 to Thrive, you will see those dates. They should be updated, okay, within the next hour or so for the following month, for July. If you want into 9 to Thrive, you want my mentorship, my coaching for 5 days live, okay, check it out. jumpfirstacademy.org/9to-thrive. Kat put the links inside of the chat. You'll also find them in the description. I appreciate you for being here. If you spent 30 seconds or 30 minutes with me, know that I appreciate you. I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me in the arena. It is not always comfortable. Okay, we are visible and sometimes it requires us to be vulnerable, but we are building and we are growing nonetheless, and we are going in the right direction. All right, I love y'all so much, and happy creating. I'll see y'all back here Thursday. Bye, y'all.